Hello everybody, I'm the Zip Zap Zop, and welcome to another map walkthrough. This time we're going to be looking at Act 3, Dead on Arrival. This is actually the final iteration of the zombie campaign that I've put publicly on my channel. I do have a fourth mission that never quite got finished that I might just finish, or I might just show you what I have so far in a walkthrough styled like this, but I'm getting besides the point. Let's take a look at this one, shall we? This is set on Forge Island, and I really built this with this modded canvas that I found in mine. In case you couldn't tell, this is using a modded canvas. Lots of rocks, or actually buildings, I think as the case may be, in this map canvas. Those huge things on the ground there are actually buildings, not rocks. And then a lot of trees, too. So that way I could really take advantage of that and have a kind of minimal built-up area back here which serves as a military base where the important group of humans spawn, and then we get this really cool view of this crashed plane, which the map is actually centered around. Kind of. I like the idea of using all these rocks too, which was the big inspiration, but the plane runs down the middle of the map and is, of course, the centerpiece. And also, as you can see around there, I just took advantage of the modded trees a lot, too. Just massive amounts of trees, so I could make it feel like it was in a forest more so by doing the miraging technique with those. You can see I have trees that got sheared off by the plane's wing, and there's just kind of trees occasionally around the map at certain points, and there's a lot just ringing around it. And then the other, the rest of the stuff here is pretty basic, actually. We have our plane. We have this big group of human spawns back here, which serves to spawn in, obviously, the majority of the humans. And as you can see, there's not a lot of weapon drops right around there. There's only a couple. That's because those are supposedly the plane crash survivors, which this is actually a great segue into the story. I didn't mean to do that, but it works out. So, for this map, the plane from Act 2, that's it right there. You flew off for a ways, and then you're flying over military territory. You get shot down by the military, actually. You crash, ironically enough, into their base, leaving them wide open to an attack, and as you get out of the plane, they're getting overrun. This is the military spawn right here. This is where the humans spawn, and they are really well armed. They've got shotguns, DMRs, a railgun, everything. They've got a warthog right up there. They are really well set up to do good. But also, they immediately face the zombies, whereas the humans down by the plane will not immediately face the zombies. The zombie initial spawn is right there. All four of my initial zombies should spawn inside this base. There's a few more around, but they're going to spawn inside this base itself and then immediately attack the humans. And they can have a really good covered approach by these kind of vehicle bays back here, which is where, like, other warthogs are supposed to be, obviously, but not anymore because the whole zombie thing kind of gets people down. And, yeah. We can take a warthog around here for a little bit. I'm not going to do a good job at driving, I promise you. But you can see that there is actually a path around here we worked in. What I really like about this, though, is that you can use the plane's wing to just drive up and then slide off the edge there. Of course, I'm going to crash. Yep, I suck at driving. But I think you get the idea. If you didn't suck like me, you could probably use that really well. So that wing is actually soft-killed, though, so that way you can't just sit up there, because, well, that'd be unfair, because it'd be a really long, straight sight line, and just that wouldn't be any fun. But yeah, this plane's actually split up into 3 different sections. We have kind of the hub right there where all the crates are strewn about, the cockpit section, and the tail end, which is crashed into the building right there. And then, of course, to actually access the building, we have covered routes all over here. This one's really well covered, so that way if the zombies want to advance up, bit by bit, they can really move from piece to piece and get a jump on the humans here. Because this right here is a nice spot to hold out, if you think about it. You get a nice overlook down into the base there. You're going to have advanced warning for zombies coming from this direction because you can see around this corner. And then, of course, you have a long sight line out that way. So, in that aspect, I really wanted to add cover and make sure there were opportunities to get at that location. There's actually a mirror image of that up top on the opposite side right above me here. But unlike the other side, we have an entrance right here on this side into this kind of destroyed hallway to the exterior, and that then leads around into that area here. So as you can see, yeah, right around here, this actually drops out to the outside. And then, of course, if you want to hook around even more, there's an entrance right up here to the top level. So this one's pretty open, but as on the same note, you can see that there's less cover for approaching zombies on this section, so that way it kind of balances it out somewhat. But also, they can approach actually from the overlook itself on my left right there. They can actually pour in from there if they exploit that jump system right onto that big piece there. They can just really hop over and get in your face. So yeah, this was a lot of playtesting. This map was one of the harder ones to make, honestly. Act 2 was by far the hardest because I had to rebuild the entire map from Impact to Forge Island when it came out because of dynamic lighting issues. But this one was difficult because dynamic lighting didn't present a challenge, but actually keeping the frame rate tolerable when you're using this staggering amount of trees and rocks is actually quite difficult, believe it or not. So the back half of that map there is essentially soft-killed. You don't really want to go too far back beyond the nose of the plane there because at that point you will enter a soft kill barrier and things might get a little laggy. But That's okay, because it's soft-killed, so hopefully that will dissuade people from heading in there too much. But then you can see that the actual base's structure is pretty basic. I just wanted to have a nice, basically big, flat, imposing thing that you look up at as you approach it, because that way it looks interesting and cool and bigger than it may actually be. You've got all these trees around and everything. I just think that the whole forest natural look is cool. That's what this whole map was based off, like I said earlier. Just the ability to actually create your own terrain and work in the trees, because, well, let's be honest here. The trees are pretty awesome. Obviously, you can make, cliched Slender maps and all that, but when you pull something off like this, I think it looks pretty awesome. Anyways, though, that's about it. Expect Act 4 at some point in the future, maybe, but if not, well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'm the Zip Zap Zop. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.